Curtis Hunt, general manager of the Prince Albert Raiders. Huntsy, how's it going up there in the north today?
It's going to be a nice stormy Friday. As Mother Nature has delivered one of her classic March specials. But it's good. I could use a Western pizza right now, actually, now that you say that.
I know it's hard. We do this every week, Huntsy, and he talks about Western pizza the whole time. I'm just starving by the time I get home.
Is it getting pretty greasy up there? Because it was saying that kind of Saskatoon and north was going to get it.
Yeah, I bet you I can see the new arena from my office, but she's pretty white out there, so yeah, it's a little greasy. You just hope that Edmonton's traveling today, that they get here safe, and certainly they'll have the parking lot cleared for game time.
We talked to James Gallo, voice of the Moose Jaw Warriors, earlier, and he just said, you know what, if you've never been to a playoff game at the Art Hauser Centre in Prince Albert, I think the last time I was at a playoff game, it was just the Communiplex up there. It is such an awesome atmosphere. You guys got home ice here. You did what you needed to do last weekend against Saskatoon. Is it really crucial to have that against this Edmonton team, Huntsy?
I think it doesn't matter who your opponent is, and I don't mean that to disparage the Oil Kings. They're a good club. If you look at the standings, we're all within 6 to 8 points. But to be able to start at home. Last year we started on the road. We were able to sneak a game out of Saskatoon, a very good hockey team. Hopefully guys can use that experience. But to start at home last weekend, when all the chips were down in our fight for first place, we had 3,300 in the building, as close to capacity as we've been all year. Standing room only, a couple deep, and going back to what James said, the atmosphere was fantastic in the building, and we want to keep that energy. We want to grab that energy, get our fans into it, and allow them to support us as best they can. And that's what makes the Hauser such a great place to play, is the intimacy of the fans and the echo and the building and the wooden beams and all of it. So we're excited about it.
It was the first place, Huntsy. I don't know if they're still doing it. It was the first place that I saw people bring milk crates in so they could stand. You talk about too deep. Are they still doing that up there?
Well, we did it in 2019. We'll see how it goes here. I know that I had a meeting up in the front business office, and we were standing room only, so I'm thinking we're going to be pretty close. So
Love it.
Certainly won't turn anyone away. Put it that way.
Cliff Mapes is running to the Save On Foods. Hey, how many of those can we borrow for the weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's down at the lumberyard getting 2x10s, hammering them together to make benches. Hey, Huntsy,
we've seen that here too. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Hey, Huntsy, your top line there. You've got to be really excited about the way they've played and the presence they've had offensively for your club. How special are they going to be against this Oil Kings team?
Well, they've been fantastic, led by Aiden Oring in the middle, and then Thomas Merzick, the St. Louis draft pick, and then Braden Doobie has had arguably maybe the most improved player in our league, and his speed is just phenomenal. But those guys are dangerous every time they're on the ice. What I really like is our back end is able to get pucks up ice to those guys, and we can play with pace and speed. And we know Edmonton's they got big D, they got big mobile D, and we're gonna have to use quickness and speed, and maybe a little veteran savvy to have success, because we've had tremendous games with them all year.
That was probably a local pizzeria calling them there in the back room, like, "Hey, what is this Western pizza stuff? You got pizza up here." Max Hildebrand, man, like what he did last year against the Blades with his dad watching. I'm sure Hilty will be watching his boy. The guy's been what you and a lot of teams hope from a veteran goalie.
And what a great story! And I know it's been echoed out there. He was the last player or the second last player selected in the draft. Just a tremendous work ethic. He joined us in the hub down in Regina in the lockout year, and has just worked himself slowly into our starter. And this year has been, he gives you a chance every night. Put it that way. And even when we're a little sloppy or a little short, or guys are missing responsibilities, he's been there back us up, and I know he's excited. I was so happy for him, one, to lead us to the division title, two, to beat his dad's team. I think that's always special for all of us. Starting when we're all 16 to play against Pop, and then now to finish his career with a bang. And we think we have a team and some depth. You talked about our top line. We're healthy now going into the postseason. Throughout our lineup, and it all starts in goaltending and works its way out.
Huntsy, talk about Edmonton. You mentioned their defense earlier, and they do have a big defense. There's no doubt about it. But what else from the Oil Kings do you have to focus on to make sure that you come out on top?
Well, I think like special teams is so important in the postseason. So just our own discipline. They do have a very good penalty kill, and what's the thing about their penalty kill is they're dynamic. I think they scored 15 shorthanded goals this year. So, as good as our power play has been, you got to make sure you're paying attention to detail because, they're a quick strike team that way as well. But it's a team we've matched up against. We're 3-2 in the season. Since Christmas, they have the edge 2-1. Grayson Sachin, leads their team. He's a dynamic, nifty, shifty player. Can beat guys one-on-one. He can beat you with vision. As I mentioned, shorthanded goals. And then their captain, Gavin Hodnett, another crafty, shifty player. So we're going to have to be our best against them. They're deep. They play a very well-structured game, and they're hungry. They were out of the playoffs last year. And they're going to come in here and they're going to leave it all on the table. So, we're going to have to be our best.
What can you say, and I know it's tough, and you're probably not going to go too much into it, but Jeff Truitt leaving the team late, Ryan McDonald taking over as the interim head coach here really late in the season. We've seen it a few times, different leagues, different that right before playoffs. What's Ryan McDonald bringing to this team as the interim head coach?
I guess the first thing I'll say is Jeff Truitt's a quality person and a great coach, and I think that situation was not an easy. It wasn't an easy decision, and it was something that wasn't made overnight. There's a lot of factors that go into that. I think Ryan's a great young coach. For those who are following hockey, which is your listeners, saw the job he did with Team Saskatchewan last year. Losing in double overtime to Ontario when you think about the population of our two provinces, and the job he did with that group in a short tournament, part of Canada under 17. When I watched him, and going back to probably 2017 when he was a guest coach with us, I think he was still coaching Bantam. Joined us in the bubble as well in the hub, and a learner, a climber, a guy looking to get better every day. I thought, we had a little bit of a window when Jeff had missed some time with some health issues. And what I saw from Ryan was great leadership. I saw him, diversify his coaching. I saw his communication. I saw his passion, his grit. And I saw our team really respond. And, even our finish here, our last 6 games, we lost a tough one in Lethbridge. And then it wasn't an easy task into Red Deer, into Edmonton, home to Moose Jaw, and then home with Saskatoon. And we ran the table to get us in the 5. I couldn't be happier for Ryan and the finish he had. And I think he's going to be I think he's got a great future in this game as a coach. And, we're excited to have him here and excited to watch how he grows and develops through this postseason as well.
General Manager of the Prince Albert Raiders, Curtis Hunt, joining us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. Last one before I let you go. I wanted to ask you this a couple months ago, and then we couldn't catch up. But you go back, like 1996, 97. You're with Grand Rapids, and you're starting your coaching, and you've seen a lot, especially in the junior side of things. Now with this NCAA, and like a guy like Max Hildebrand going to Bemidji, it's here now, Huntsy, right? Like it's been a long time coming for a lot of people. But as a general manager of a team, what's the excitement for you? Because we're hearing it, right? Like these American kids now that were going to be pot committed to the USHL. Now it's like, hey, I'm going to the Western League. It's going to be the best league. As a general manager, how do you speak of it in a guy that's seen a lot of hockey?
Well, I see a great example for players. Our model has always been, we're going to develop you. We want to develop players for the National League. We've always felt that. Our game emulates theirs. Our rules emulate theirs. And the style emulates that pro game. And then the worst case scenario is I'm going to give you a scholarship to the Canadian university of your choice, which is a pretty good consolation prize.
Yeah.
Especially kids who get to continue to play. Where I always think that the Canadian kids that didn't go to U.S. college were in tough is they never seemed to get the opportunities after junior hockey that some of the U.S. college kids did, because they would bring in kids 22, 23 years old, and they'd get opportunities in the American League, they'd get opportunities at the National League, or even the Coast, where a lot of the Canadian university kids didn't get that. So I think if I'm a Canadian university, they're going to probably have to change their model a little bit to recruit some of these players. But if you're a player now and you don't get drafted and you're maybe a little later developing, and you get that opportunity at 20 years old to go down to the U.S., I think there's a little more exposure for those players and then a second opportunity to shine for the pro guys and even the European guys. And I think that's the advantage for the player as well. I think there's a lot of things we don't know right now. We've seen some commitments, but we haven't seen a lot from, those big high-end schools for millions of dollars. That, it certainly creates a little anxiety when you hear these rumors about like a guy like McKenna, and they're just rumors. Like there's just so I want to qualify that right off the bat.
No, for sure.
I hear them too, but it's just like we want to see where this kind of plays out. Maybe after a year, after 2 years. What does USA Hockey do? They've got their anxieties through this thing as well. So I do see the player pool for us getting bigger. I think there's been some reluctancy for American kids to come up right now. So that's exciting for us, and I think we want to continue to be the development team for the national, or the development league for the National Hockey League. That's been our model. I think we're recognized that across the CHL, and we got a chance to make a better product for our fans, and again, a better option for the player at the end of the day. Yeah. So, it's a mixed feeling and a mixed boat, but I think in the end, this is probably good for hockey, and it should create a real nice development model from midget through junior A, major junior, and off to wherever from there.
All right, Huntsy. Solid stuff. What were you going to say?
No, I like what he's saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it's washed out yet. I think there's more going to happen before it washes out and we see where everybody ends up. There's not more teams. There's not more players. It just changes where you get to go, right? It just makes it a wide open network.
Yeah. So the next time you're in town, I know you're going to go on a run here and you're going to be busy, but shoot me a text. We'll walk over to Western Pizza in the north there. I'll buy you a nice cold 016 and a pizza pie.
Well, those are two of my favorite things. They're good friends at Great Western, that's for sure. Prince Albert as well. But great. I appreciate you guys having me on anytime, all right?
Thanks,
right on, Huntsy. Have a good one. Good luck.
All right. Take care, guys.
Cheers.
Yep.